Hi Capricorn, welcome to your July 2021 Astro Update. It's Raina here. This is for Capricorn Sun and Rising. Obviously, this is a general forecast, so you're going to have to know if you're listening for your rising sign, your exact degree, and see the natal chart for the best results. But this still can give you some idea of what is happening. As the month begins, the sun is in Cancer, and Cancer is the opposite sign of Capricorn. So what we're talking about is the seventh house of committed partnership. And there's going to be a new moon in this sector on the 9th of the month. So this is really an interesting situation because a new moon in the seventh house, yes, definitely. You can turn a corner. You can have new life be breathed into a relationship that might have been stale, that might have been even struggling. Because, for one thing, you're going through a lot of changes. You've been dealing with Pluto transiting your own sign. You've had your ruler, Saturn, in your sign, not currently, but in recent years. And so there might have been a lot of things going on with you personally that have affected your relationship. We did have some eclipses in Cancer and Capricorn in recent years as well. And that may have really tested relationships, as well as your personal changes. And so now we have the situation of a new moon here after the fact, after all of this stuff has been going on. And how will you handle it? How will you, what does this mean for you, Capricorn? For some people, this can actually be, let's say some of you have gone through a lot in your relationship and you've come out the other end stronger. And this can run the gamut: an affair, a separation, just some kind of separation that isn't because the marriage was failing, but because one of you had to go to another country, and that put a strain on your marriage as well. So the bottom line is that this can be like a new day for some Capricorns who are coupled. For others, this may be a new relationship that you are committing to, and that is the new moon update. For others, it could be the divorce coming in, maybe getting that. I don't know if you get a piece of paper in the mail saying that you're divorced, because the seventh house is also the house of legal affairs. So it's kind of humorous that the same place where you have to sign a marriage license, you can also get the divorce decree. So all of these things we can boil it down to developments with committed partnership. The sun is there, so those are positive vibes. At the same time, Venus is in your 8th house. And this is interesting because this can have multiple interpretations. For some people, Venus in the 8th can be that you are becoming more intimate with your partner. And no, I'm not talking about physically. I'm talking about on the romantic side. I'm talking about bonding with that person at a deep emotional level. The 8th house, because it is ruled by Scorpio, is a water house. In your case, you have it in Leo. And that's interesting that Capricorn has their 8th house in Leo, because it's almost like you look to your partner to, for a sense of pride. And so a Capricorn person, especially if you have Venus, your natal Venus in Capricorn as well, you have to be very careful about not using your partner. The motto of Capricorn is I use. And sometimes Capricorns are very good at I'll say utilizing, because using has a bad connotation. But, looking at people and what they can do for you, and instead of what you can do for them, or what you can do for each other on a higher level, not just in terms of, material things. So, this is very good for bonding with someone, but this can also be, because the eighth house is a money house, that in the form of shared resources, if you are getting divorced, or if you're already divorced and you are, going to court for maybe child custody issues or what have you. I mean, I always say custody, but I mean child support. That, you know, you may be getting money from somebody else, and that might be your ex. And it might not be on your behalf, I mean, for you, but maybe for your child. So there might be some developments, or you could even say, like, inheritance is another big one with the eighth house and Venus there. On the 11th, Mercury goes into Cancer. Now, Mercury is now out of its shadow. A couple of days before this, so Mercury is really roaring ahead, and it is in that 7th house. Now, this is good for communication with a partner. This is also, this could be legal documents that are coming front and center. Perhaps this is some kind of public relations that you're doing on behalf of yourself. 7th house is also about that, so you may be selling yourself in order to gain, publicity for something that you're promoting. On the 21st, Venus goes into Virgo, and, here we have Venus in a fellow Earth sign, so it forms a trine, very cooperative angle. And because Virgo is the Earth sign before you, this is going to be in your 9th house. Venus in the 9th can be dealing with issues that are international. You could be falling in love with somebody who is from another country, another ethnicity. This could be taking a trip or having the money to take a long distance trip. And it's for, we talk about business or pleasure. Venus is all about pleasure. And I would even dare say, with Venus in the 9th house, that if you were taking a trip, it might be very indulgent. Like, it could be very luxurious. Venus is very languid and luxurious. So it could be like a Caribbean or some kind of a beach, Hawaii, something where you're just taking in, you might be just lounging in beautiful weather in a tropical paradise, versus, some vacations might be more cerebral, where you're visiting museums and sightseeing and seeing old, historical locations, and it's more feeding your mind. This could be more, going on a cruise or something where you just want to chill and, just enjoy the cuisine and not worry about a diet or anything like that. On the 22nd, the sun goes into Leo. Oh, and also, like, yeah, I mentioned about falling in love with somebody from a different culture or, ethnicity, but also while you're on vacation. On the 22nd, the sun goes into Leo, so the sun goes into the 8th house. You can become more intensely involved with things of an occult nature. This can make you a lot more, suspicious, especially when Mercury goes there, but on the lower end, but on the higher end, more like mystical and metaphysical, interested in the mysteries of the universe. On the 23rd, there is a full moon at 1 degree of Aquarius. the first of 2 full moons in Aquarius, the second one going to be a blue moon. So this is a nice house for Capricorn. This is the second house of earned income. So it looks like you're having a couple of triggers to this house. And that could be very good for, increases in finance, receiving money owed to you. Perhaps, finally turning a profit for something that you've been waiting, especially I would say by the second full moon in Aquarius, where it's like you've been kind of waiting for that harvest to come, and now it has. On the 27th, we have Mercury going into Leo, just like I was talking about, into the 8th house. Suspicious minds, Elvis Presley. But also researching conspiracy theories, maybe doing channeling, or learning, training about channeling, things that involve the mind, but hypnosis. And if you're taking a course in hypnosis, I think sometimes when it's really funny, because years ago, before they used the term ASMR, I bet you a lot of people know exactly what I'm talking about. There would be people doing hypnosis videos, and it was very relaxing, and I bet you people couldn't quite put their finger on why, and then the term ASMR came out. And when I see these people now, it's just like kind of a genre of its own, and it has, a lot of times they do combine it with ASMR. And I noticed that a lot of the people who do it have this kind of a swarthy look to them. They kind of look like very mysterious, like scorpionic. And I bet you any amount that there are more Scorpios or Moon in Scorpio, Scorpio rising people who are hypnotists than any other sign, because there's kind of this power that comes along with it. Or maybe Mercury in Scorpio, where you are kind of like controlling somebody. It's like mind control, just temporarily, in order to induce them into relaxation, or in some cases to gain information. So that can be the case as well. On the 28th, Jupiter goes back into Aquarius. So now Jupiter is backing up into that second house. So that's wonderful too. So this is like really setting the stage, Capricorn, for, it looks like, a lot of financial gain, because now that I think about it, you have Saturn, your ruler, in that house as well. So that can be especially taking advantage of some sort of opportunities for material expansion that may have eluded you before. And this is going to be going on until the end of the year. So you have, Jupiter will be going direct in October, but staying in Aquarius until December, until late December. So you have plenty of time to reap the rewards of that. And on the 29th, Mars goes into Virgo. So now we have the divine lovers, Venus and Mars, in this 9th house. And again, if you are traveling, you could have this adventurous spirit that you just want to be a nomad and wander here, wander there, and feeling that sense of expansion, wanderlust. It's funny because Mars is libido, and we talk about lust, but wanderlust and just wanting to kind of break free of constraints. If you have some sort of ability to, maybe you're being assigned overseas location, or if you're working remotely, you just decide to live somewhere else and feeling that sense of freedom. The 9th house is Sag's domain, so this is like having Mars temporarily in Sagittarius. And when you have Mars in a fire sign, there's always that sense of adventure and expansion. And it's just like looking at life as this mystery, you know, with Mercury in the 8th house, but also as this adventure at the same time, and wanting to just explore every square inch of it. Okay, that's what I have for you, Capricorn. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you'd like a personal reading, the link is below. Thanks for listening. Take care. Bye.